The draft is in the books, and there are some picks that absolutely blew my mind. Blew my mind for the fact that I understood that how teams were going to draft. When I did my mock draft, I did my mock draft based on my opinion on what I would do because I actually watch women's basketball. And I mean, from what I saw tonight, I felt like I watched a draft of people that don't actually watch the sport as much as they claim to watch the sport or as much as they should watch the sport because there's lots of question marks on this draft. For starters, obviously Paige was going to be the first pick of the draft, as she was, rightfully so. And I figured, I mean, when I did my mock draft, it wasn't about having it match. It was never about that. My mock draft was about my opinion on what I thought it should be. All right, so let's talk about this. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. We talk facts for feelings here. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Show Mod. I thank you so much for helping this channel continue to grow. We have busted through 8,300 subscribers. I'm eternally grateful to all of you. My goal now, I'm setting it up 10,000 by opening night for the WNBA. 10,000. I want to get to 10K by the opening night of the WNBA. I know we can get there with your support. I'm going to continue to put out as much content as I possibly can to draw you in because I love doing this. I love talking about these topics. Some topics, not so much as others, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the banter. I enjoy the comments. I enjoy responding to y'all, and I appreciate y'all. So thank you so much. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, leave a comment, like the video, and let me know what you think about what we're doing here at Come On Now, the podcast. I appreciate y'all. And of course, check out all of our other content: Combat Corner, Pro Football Corner, Yankees Unplugged, Full Court Press, everything, because we're doing it all here. Page goes number one, Dominique Malonga, number two. And from that point on, whew, I'll just share the screen with y'all. And we can go look at this draft together. Together forever and ever. Let's see here. Where did it go? So let's look at the board. The board is up. Page one, Dominique Malonga, number two. That was pretty much a done deal. Expected, as I expected it to go. As I would have drafted, as I did. I went with Malonga, like I said, because I mean, look, she has some bigs to learn from. She's a young player. She's coming over to play, which I think is a good thing. She's not a draft and stash situation. I mean, look, the girl is tremendously athletic. I just don't think the competition over in Europe is all that great. That's just my opinion, and I've stuck to that. I think that competition level that they claim is so tough and rugged over in Europe is just completely overrated because Americans go over there and destroy those players all the time. And even from the highlights, like if she can dunk, great, good. You're 6'6", you should. It's not crazy to me. Then we hit number three, Sonia Citron. Oh my God, this love affair that people have with Sonia Citron. I don't see it. I just don't see it. You have a player who was the third best player on the Notre Dame roster last year. The third best player. And you draft her at number three. I don't get it. I, you got Cheyenne Sellers sitting there who was a projected first round pick who somehow went into the second round. She's from Maryland. You got a player in your metro area who's really good, who's going to bring a physical brand of ball, who can shoot, who could do it all, who's, in my opinion, better than Citron. And you go with Citron, who's the third best player on her team. That doesn't make sense to me. Like it's like the Lexi Hull argument where people love her so much in Indiana now. I mean, the Indiana fans love her. I mean, my God, like she shot 20% from three, 21% from three over 2 years. Caitlin Clark shows up, she's 47%. Yeah, situation, it worked for her. She's not that good. If you take away Caitlin Clark, she's a 21% 3-point shooter. This is the same situation. You had two dynamic players on that Notre Dame team, Hidalgo and Olivia Miles. She was 14 plus points this past season. And you take her at 3? Oh, man. Makes no sense to me. Then DC drafts Kiki Irfin as expected. And then you got Golden State going with Justa Joyce. Justa Joyce from Lithuania, whatever, however you pronounce her name is. How do you not take Anissa Morrow? I don't get it. Again, another one. I don't get it. How do you not take Anissa Morrow? An established player who's going to be a fucking dog for you. And you roll with this? Again, don't get it. Then you got Georgia Amore. She's 5'6". She's a scoring point guard. She shot 42% from the field in college. What do you think is going to happen in the WNBA? Her shooting percentage is going to go down, not up. It's going to go down. It makes no kind of sense to take her at 6. None. None. I say she's not a good player, but she's not. You're going to hand her the ball? Is that what you're going to do in Washington, D.C.? I look at their roster, and I'm sitting here like, you're going to hand her the ball. I mean, Brittany Sykes is 5'9". Sugg Sutton, 5'8". They did draft Lucy Olsen out of Iowa, who's 5'10". They did draft. They have Jaden Melbourne, 5'11". You're just gonna, and then you draft a 5'6" point guard who is more shooter than she is point guard. She's a scoring guard at the point. You had an opportunity to go get yourself. You had an opportunity. I mean, like I said, I would have drafted if I was Washington. I would have taken a Serena Sandell, who dropped to the 3rd round. What the fuck? To the 3rd round. She's going to Seattle. It's a fucking steal for Seattle in the 3rd round. Amore is a good player. I'm sorry. She shot 42% last year. She's a career 40.3% from the field. She's going to shoot 35% in the WNBA. She's going to shoot 35%. She's not even an elite level 3-point shooter. The highlights they show of her, make me laugh almost. She's quick. And yet, one of the highlights they showed on ESPN of her are her taking a shot that hit the back iron and fell in. All the highlights of a girl who averaged 19.6 points. And ESPN finds a highlight of her taking a running jumper from the free throw line that hits the back iron and falls in. She averaged 6.9 assists. She led the conference. That's great. So at least she has a point, but this is someone who took almost 17 shots a game in the last 2 seasons. You're going to find out real fast if she's more point or scoring guard. And what you're also going to see is that she's a massive defensive liability. Like, they're going to be – can you imagine the Mystics right now with her playing point guard? Because I would bet you right now she's going to end up being their starting point guard. Can you imagine can you imagine this team playing the Aces? The Aces will dump the ball and have Chelsea Gray posting her up. And there won't be a fucking thing she can do about it. Like, they're going to have to double team Chelsea Gray in the post. 5'6". I mean, hey, man. There's a reason DC has not been that good. There's a reason. There's a reason they're owned by an owner who's an idiot. And like I said, I would have taken Sellers, Kiki, and Citron because that's what they would have taken. I did go with Citron, but I would have taken Sundell. That would have been what I would have done. I think Citron's completely overhyped. And then you look at the next pick, Anissa Morrow. I think that's a great get for Connecticut. It changed the trajectory of the draft by Golden State not drafting her because I thought for sure she goes to Golden State, and so it changes the trajectory of the draft. And then Connecticut, then because I thought best for Connecticut is to go with two guards, a scoring guard and a point guard. Well, they go with neither. They go with Morrow, who I love for that, and Sanaya Rivers. Again, we're gonna do this again. The third best player on her team is the 8th pick in the draft. So we got the 3rd pick in the draft and the 8th pick in the draft are both the 3rd best player on the team. Isaiah James was the best player at NC State. Isaiah James ends up going number 12. Isaiah James would have provided you a scoring punch. Yeah, I know she's 5'9". That 5'9" guard shoots a higher percentage from the field than Sanaya Rivers does. Like this shit doesn't make sense. I sit here and I wonder, do these people actually watch basketball? Do they actually watch basketball? You have a Rivers, yeah, she's a good defensive player, fabulous. She shoots 41.9% from the field at 6'1". She shoots 27% from three. This is just last year. Her career, 39.5 from the field, 22.9 from three. I mean, what is Connecticut doing? What is Connecticut doing? And then, so to go from there, then you got Sarah Ashley Barker going to Los Angeles. Man, I thought Los Angeles should have taken Haley Van Lith. I don't know what the hell they were thinking, and I think they're going to be good this year. And maybe she fits a role. Maybe they just see redundancy with Haley Van Lith and Kelsey Plum. But I thought Haley Van Lith could learn from Kelsey Plum. I thought she could benefit from Kelsey Plum. Initially, I think she comes off the bench. You're not forcing her to be a starter. She's a scorer. She's not a legitimate. See, Haley Van Lith, the same thing. Not a legitimate, not a real point guard. She's a scoring point guard to me. But Sarah Ashley Barker, she parlays, that great tournament game and gets drafted, and good for her, man. I had her going 11 to Minnesota initially, and I would have still had her going 11 to Chicago. Wouldn't have changed a thing. And then Chicago does their thing. Aja Sivka. Oh my God. Have y'all seen film? They showed film on her. She shoots the ball from her stomach. She's 6'4". She's not that good of a three-point shooter, man. Go look at the numbers. She's made some on the screen. You look at her actual numbers. She was shooting 31% from three. This doesn't make sense. Again, I don't understand why they didn't go with Tahina Paopao. You need a guard. You needed a guard. And then you got, and then you go with Haley Van Lith. Again, I don't think it's a fit. It doesn't fit for Haley Van Lith there. Haley Van Lith was smiling, but man, oh man, I am sure she is sick inside. She experienced the worst basketball year of her life playing with Angel Reese. And there are people that are going to say, oh, it was on Kim Mulkey. Maybe. No. Why? Again, because Haley Van Lith is a scoring guard. Is Haley Van Lith going to come in and be a scoring guard in Chicago? No. They want her to play point. And that's the issue. And you want her to be running with Angel Reese, the player whose team she had her worst year of her life with? I'm sorry. There's some level of PTSD from that situation for her. There's some level of PTSD right there for me. If I had my worst basketball year playing with that player when that player was the face of the team, the supposed best player on the team, and I'm going there. I don't get it. I really don't get it. You look at their roster, Mariah Jefferson, she might not make the team this year. Um, Arella Gigantes, Ariel Atkins, Rachel Banham, Rebecca Allen. If I hear another person tell me how I literally heard who they compare. They compared Citron. Rebecca Lobo compared Citron to Rebecca Allen, I think it was. You compared the third pick in the draft to a player who averages 7 points per game. Rebecca Allen averaged 7 points per game last year. You compared Citron to a player who's going to be going into her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10th year and has never averaged more than 9.2 points per game. And that was in 2021 with the Liberty. She's a career 6 points per game per game for her career. She's a career 36% three-point shooter. She's a career under 40% from the field. You compared your number 3 pick in the draft to Rebecca Allen. And this is the one they're riding their fucking arms on, riding with is her. And this is what you're riding with in Chicago. And you telling me that you got no fucking shooters on this team. No shooters. And you think it makes sense to draft Haley Van Lith and Asia Sivka? And then you draft Maddie Westbeld out of Notre Dame? Ariel Atkins is a 35.5% three-point shooter. I mean, she's okay. She's not the definition of a shooter. Rachel Banham, 36.6 last year from 3. She was 35% from the field. She's worse from 2 than 3. In career, 37%. You know, this is the player that one person told me that she could get 20 in any given night. I think she's had that happen twice or 3 times in her entire career. Something like that. Something ridiculous. Something very, very 5 times, something like that, her entire career. This is bad drafting, man. This is what they made a trade for. This is what they traded their pick for next year to go grab Haley Van Lith. I love Haley Van Lith. This is not the right fit for Haley Van Lith, and this is a bad decision by Chicago. Again, they have her listed as a point guard. She just came off having the best year of her career at TCU. She shot about 45% from the field. But Haley Van Lith's not a shooter. She's a scorer. And she's a scoring point. So you're going to run an offense with her as a scoring point. Is she Courtney Vandersloot? People are comparing. Courtney Vandersloot is a 5'8", man. Courtney Vandersloot, when she was in the prime of her career, shot over 40% from 3. Courtney Vandersloot is a pass first point. But in her prime of her career, she's shooting in the 40% range from 3. From the field, she's shooting close to 50% in the prime of her career. But she was an actual pass first point. I don't get it. I don't get it. But again, she's also 36 years old. She might be there for 1 year. I don't think she's there after this. I don't think she's in Chicago next year. Yeah. And then the final pick of the draft is the first round is Dallas going with Isaiah James. I thought that was a great pick. I think Dallas won this. I think Dallas more than anybody. The first round, Dallas maximized because Isaiah James is another Enrique Ogunbowale, but a more efficient version of it, at least in college. She shot nearly 45% from the field. She's a firecracker. She's fast. She's quick, athletic, aggressive. I thought that was a huge. I thought that was a great pick for Dallas. Great. I think that pick. Then you couple as long as Paige is healthy. Yeah, I mean, I think they did well with that first round. They did real well. I mean, you knew they were taking Paige, but whoever they got at 12, I had them taking Georgia Amore at point. See, I thought Amore fit Dallas because she's not going to be expected to have to score. In Washington, she's going to have to score. My opinion, of course. My opinion, of course. And then the second round pops off, and Las Vegas goes with the pick for Aaliyah Nye out of Alabama, which is a pick that actually, when you look at her, it's a good pick. I mean, maybe they brought her down. I don't know. Maybe they held their opinion on her quiet. But this one shot 45% from three. This past season in Alabama. That's serious. That's a shooter. That's a shooter. It's amazing. Her name was never even brought up. She shot 45.5% from three last year at Bama. And that's not out of that's the crazy thing is that she shot 45.1% her junior year, 41.7% her next junior year, and this year 45.5. She's a career 42% from three in college. That's serious. She's better from three than she is from two. It's fucking crazy. How are these people better from three to two? But she's a legitimate shooter. Then you got, another pick here. I just watching Cheyenne Sellers just dropping in the draft, and I'm just sitting like, oh my god. Cheyenne Sellers ends up going to the Golden State Valkyries, which I thought was actually a very, very solid pick for them to get her that deep in the draft. I think she's going to be an impact player for them. Tahina Pow ends up going to Atlanta. Madison Scott goes to Dallas. I think that was a weird pick for Dallas because Madison Scott can't shoot a lick. Like she's an awful shooter. But she's a guard, but she's a shooting guard who can't shoot. Like shooting guard cannot shoot. That doesn't make sense. And you look at, I thought, okay, now we talk about Indiana. Indiana struck it gold with Michaela Timpson, and then fucking I don't know what they were thinking with Bree Hall. They go after Bree Hall at South Carolina, made no sense to me. But Michaela Timpson was a great pickup for them. I mean, 17 and a half, 10.6 boards, 54% from the field. Has a 6'10 wingspan. She's going to make the team. She's going to be someone getting playing time. She's a rim runner. Like that's a big pickup for Florida for Indiana that deep. I thought she'd be gone early second round. She's still there. Bree Hall, I don't know what the whole point of that was. Another shooting guard that can't shoot. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Lucy Olson goes to DC. I mean, hey, good luck to her. And then you go into the third round, and Serena Sundell goes to Seattle. I mean, how she goes from a round one projection to the third round is crazy as hell. Looking at some other players, this is when the draft became kind of a joke to me because you have everyone from UConn there with Paige, and it seems like this is almost now the Paige favor. Caitlin Chen gets drafted by Golden State. Now, I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna fucking say it because I say what I think. I say it with my chest. I don't give a shit what people think. It is my thought process. Is how I roll. Caitlin Chen is gonna go to San Francisco. Big shock. I mean, she wasn't that good at UConn. Can we not lie? Can we not lie about things and act like she did so much at UConn? She was okay. She was okay. Again, this is like the fourth or fifth best player, being drafted off of a team. It's craziness in basketball. 6.9 points, 3.4 assists. I mean, she got 51% from the field. I mean, she was good at Princeton, but that's Princeton. That's not That's not UConn. And personally, yeah, she did average 15, 16 points in her junior and senior years or whatever. But yeah, I'm not feeling this, and I know what it was. It's the DEI pick. Drafted the Asian girl to an Asian city, like with an Asian coach. Uh, you don't buy it? Hey, this is my opinion. She's not drafted. She shouldn't be drafted. Like no. And then it gets worse. It gets worse because, well, UConn's Aubrey Griffin gets drafted by who the hell drafted her? Is that Minnesota? The logo, I tell you, I can't see these logos are so damn small. Let me just check real quick. I think it was Minnesota. I can't see they made this so small. Yeah, Minnesota. Minnesota drafts Aubrey Griffin, and the place fucking erupts with the 37th pick. Aubrey Griffin, folks. This is worse than Bronny James being drafted to the Lakers. This is worse than that. At least he can. I mean, he can play a little bit, and he's done a good job in the G League. The problem is there's no G League for these women. This girl averaged 4 points last year. She's been injured much of her collegiate career, and you drafting her you drafting her. What is Minnesota doing? They probably don't care. She played 16 games, 4.4 points, 3.4 rebounds. She shoots 59%. I don't give a shit. She's a 6'1" forward. She's played 5 years at UConn. She's played in the last 2 years 30 total games. She played a lot more when she was a freshman, 32 games. Even when she played 32 games, she averaged 6 points. Her sophomore year, she played 29, she averaged 6 points. She went from, it's funny, it goes from freshman, sophomore to senior, whatever. Her third year, she averaged 11. Hey, and 35 games. And then 2 years ago, she's been injured. Who the fuck would draft? Like, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't get it. By the way, the crowd in that building was dead. It was sleepwalking, brutal. I watched the whole thing. It was rough. I don't like how they're doing interviews before they bring them onto the stage. You bring them on the stage first, and then you do the interview. You don't interview and then bring them on the stage. Doesn't make sense. But again, this was a very, very thin draft class. Some players that I thought, I mean, can't believe Sundell got to the third round. I can't believe that at all. I feel bad for her. Like, you're almost like, why am I here? You're getting embarrassed. It's a little embarrassing when you're picked as one of the 16 invitees and you don't get picked till 26. Like, you didn't even get picked in the second round. You got picked in the third round. Watch out for her, though, man, because she's going to be playing with some bigs. She's going to be playing with Skylar Diggins-Smith. She's going to be learning from some vets. I think that's a big pickup for them and a great situation for her. But overall, draft was uninspiring. I mean, after Paige, like, okay. And that was like, it was nothing earth-shattering about it. I think Indiana got a good one in Timpson. I think Chicago shit the bed badly. I think Washington, just from a fan perspective, you keep that Maryland player at home. She has fans to come to games. She's good. You drafted the third best player on the team with the third pick in the draft. That's what the WNBA. That's what the WNBA is. You drafted the third best player on a team with the third pick in the draft twice in the first round. You let me know your thoughts in the comments. What did you think of this draft? What did you think of where these players went? I'd love to hear what people got to say. People call me a hater. I don't give a fuck. This is just like I think Dallas probably won this draft better than anybody else. Um, they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be. They're more dangerous now. I don't know if I've done my preview on Dallas yet, but my Dallas, if I haven't, I think I'm gonna be making some adjustments with Dallas based on their draft. The rest of the teams, not much. Not much will change. I don't think anything will change. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way, Women's Basketball. Like, subscribe, follow, leave a comment, like the video, hit that bell. I appreciate y'all. Come on now.